Hi, I'm Lisa, Love and Marriage Guide, and I want to share with you today secrets of a marriage and family therapist and reasons why you should do couples therapy or couples coaching. And these are personal to me. I believe very strongly in this because my family suffered because there wasn't good couples therapy at that time. And my parents' marriage was in trouble and they didn't know how to address it. And like many marriages, when they don't know how to address it, it gets projected onto your children, and then your children have issues. Your children don't have issues unless you have issues either personally or as a couple. And so I'm going to give you some evidence of that and some data on that. 90% of men and women will eventually marry. This is from a roadmap for couple therapy by Arthur C. Nielsen, copyright 2016, Routledge. According to researcher Cherlin, most young people want to marry. 1 in 5 marriages will fail within the first 5 years, and 40 to 50% of first marriages will end in divorce. Clients seeking treatment most frequently seek it for intimate relationship problems. Marital satisfaction is positively correlated with emotional, physical, and economic health. Marital problems like trauma are known to be passed down from generation to generation. Marital therapy has proven success. It does now. I would recommend emotionally focused couples therapy. That has the highest success rate, 70 to 80%. And I've actually found that in my own work. According to the American Sociological Review, since the mid-1980s, the number of Americans saying that they have only their partner to confide in has risen by 50%, as cited in Johnson 2013, page 15. I get you that. It's Sue Johnson. Sue Johnson states, "We live in an era of growing emotional isolation and impersonal relationships. More and more, we dwell far from caring parents, siblings, friends, and supportive communities we grew up in. And more, we live alone, toil for longer hours at more remote locations requiring lengthy commutes." Johnson 2013, page 15. Esther Perel, psychotherapist and New York Times best-selling author, talks about how much pressure we put on modern marriages and that we expect our partner to be our everything. She writes, "Never before have our expectations of marriage taken on such epic proportions." She describes our expectations as follows. Intimacy is into me, see. I am going to talk to you, my beloved, and I am going to share with you my most prized possessions, which are no longer my dowry and the fruit of my womb, but my hopes, my aspirations, my fears, my longings, my feelings, in other words, my inner life, and you, my beloved, will give me eye contact. No scrolling while I bare my soul. I need to feel your empathy and validation. My significance depends upon it. Perel, 2017, page 43. I think that was the state of affairs. Okay, there's more. I want to just clarify that it may not be your fault as a couple. It might be trauma passed down transgenerationally, in which family constellations might be really helpful for you. But you need to get this help because it's not fair to your children. And I know you know this, and I know that you love your children and you want the best for them. So you need to do everything it takes. The stakes are really high. I'm talking suicide, and that's really what we're seeing so much of now. I had that in my family. My grandfather committed suicide. My sister was suicidal. She survived her attempt. She's doing much better now, but this is serious. And this is why I do what I do. Most parents would do anything for their children. But, and that was what I said, and here's a quote to another way partners avoid facing their problems with each other is by agreeing that their main problem is shared and is caused by someone else. Mnuchin, 1974, as cited in Nielsen, 2016, page 74. I don't think we consciously do this. I think we don't realize we're doing it, but it happens. With couples, that external problem or person, often a child, is said to have been triangulated with the goal of stabilizing the couple, as cited in Nielsen, 2016, page 74. This is well known by marriage and family therapists, but I don't think it's well known in the world, and it really needs to be. Systems theory, originally proposed by Bertalanffy, 1956, and later applied to family systems, describes the complex interconnected dynamics and the power of the family system and how inherently the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It also considers the family system within a larger system. According to Maggie Scarf, a family's intense focus upon a youngster's disturbing behavior has in fact been helping to keep the emotional system operational and functioning, at least to some extent, and for some period of time. For as long as everyone can remain preoccupied by the delinquency or depression or suicidal ideation of the disturbed teenager, other potentially more dangerous matters, for example, the parental couple's painfully remote, ungratifying, or rapidly disintegrating relationship, can be brushed to one side and ignored. Scarf, 1995, page 4 through 5. According to Mnuchin and Fishman, families coming to therapy after a prolonged struggle have usually identified one family member as the problem. They pour out to the therapist their struggle, the solutions they have tried, and the failure of every attempt. The therapist, however, enters the therapeutic situation with the assumption that the family is wrong. The problem is not the identified patient, but certain family interactions. 1981, page 67. I'm going to get you that reference page. This was my reality in my family. And I know you don't want this to happen in your family, but you need to look at it. If you like this video, or you were impacted by this video, please subscribe to my channel. And please get some help.